existence of giants, fossilized remains of giant human skeletons have been discovered worldwide. These remains vary in size, with many being found alongside large weapons, armor, and unusual artifacts known as parts, out-of-place artifacts. The current scientific understanding of human evolution doesn't support the idea of a giant human race. These enormous ancient humans were revered in many religions, with myths about them slaying dragons. It's important to note that the word dragon was replaced with dinosaur in 1871 by Sir Edward Owen. Therefore, ancient references to dragons are now thought to refer to dinosaurs. Most of these giant fossil remains end up in private collections owned by the wealthy, though a few have made their way to public museums. In recent years, some of these museums have sold the remains to private collectors for large sums. Still, the discoveries are well documented and accepted by many scholars who don't have hidden agendas. It's up to you to decide if giants really existed. As mentioned in Genesis 6-4, giants were on the earth in those days. A strong case for the existence of giants can be made from the island of Crete, which was known in ancient times as Arcadia. The Greek historian Herodotus wrote about Eustathius, who referred to Arcadia as Gigantis, or the land of giants, because of the giants that lived there. It was also considered the Greek Garden of Eden. This connection makes sense because the 4th century Roman author Servius, in his commentary on the Aeneid, stated that the Arcadians often lived to be 300 years old. Several influential historical figures such as Diodorus Siculus, Pliny, Strabo, Plutarch, and Plato all confirm stories of giants, gods in the island of Crete. Furthermore, giant bones have been discovered on Crete, with some of the largest bones ever found, suggesting that the island may indeed have been the land of giants. A strong case for the existence of giants can be made from the island of Crete, which was known in ancient times as Arcadia. The Greek historian Herodotus wrote about Eustathius, who referred to Arcadius for large sums. Still, the discoveries are well documented and accepted by many scholars who don't have hidden agendas. It's up to you to decide if giants really existed. As mentioned in Genesis 6-4, giants were on the earth in those days. A strong case for the existence of giants can be made from the island of Crete, which was known in ancient times as Arcadia. The Greek historian Herodotus wrote about Eustathius, who referred to Arcadius, who referred to Arcadius, who referred to on the earth. A massive giant skeleton was discovered on the island of Crete. The skeleton measured around 33 cubits long, approximately 42 feet. The Roman Lucius Flaccus was an important eyewitness to the giant bones, and the Greek writer Phlegon of Tralles, who served under Roman Emperor Hadrian, also mentioned the discovery of several giant skeletons. The chart of giant fossilized remains from around the world includes a 36-foot skeleton found by the Carthaginians. In the Geography of Strabo, Volume 1, Strabo writes about these giants discovered in a city founded by the biblical Corinthians who once lived on Crete. He describes a region known as Phlegra, where giants were said to have lived. Some dismiss this as a myth, while others believe it refers to a barbaric and lawless race that was defeated by Hercules after the fall of Troy. Strabo's account suggests that giants once inhabited this land.
There are more stories and eyewitness accounts of giant people and bones being found on Crete than anywhere else in the world. In addition to these accounts, there is scientific evidence in the form of tools used by these giants. For example, massive double-headed axes believed to be from as far back as 1700 BC have been found on Crete. These axes were a significant religious symbol for the ancient Cretans. The Minoan name for the double axe was Labyrinth, and it's thought that the word labyrinth originally meant house of the double axe, referencing the invention of the double axe by giants. This biblical passage might provide insight into what happened to the giants from Crete. Numbers 21:33-35 recounts how the Israelites, led by Moses, took possession of the land of the giants after defeating King Og of Bashan and his people. Deuteronomy 2:11 mentions giants known as the Anakims, also called Emims by the Moabites. Deuteronomy 3:13 and Joshua 12:4 refer to the kingdom of Og and Bashan, which was once inhabited by giants. Fossilized human footprints have also been discovered in Sweden and Mexico, and giant skeletons have been found throughout the United States. These giant remains are not exclusive to Crete, but are a global phenomenon. The 1895 article from Strand magazine describes a fossilized giant discovered during mining operations in County Antrim, Ireland. The giant, discovered by a Mr. Dyer, was 12 feet 2 inches long, with a chest girth of 6 feet 6 inches and arms measuring 4 feet 6 inches. The fossil also had 6 toes on the right foot and weighed about 2 tons. The giant's remains were transported to London and displayed for photography.
The Book of Giants was discovered as part of the Dead Sea Scrolls in the late 1940s and early 1950s. The scrolls were found in Cave 1 at Qumran in 1947, and subsequent caves, particularly Cave 4, yielded additional fragments of the Book of Giants. These fragments, along with many others from the Dead Sea Scrolls collection, are important because they provide insight into Jewish apocalyptic literature from the Second Temple period. Discovery. The Book of Giants is considered one of the non-biblical texts found among the Dead Sea Scrolls. The fragments of this book were primarily discovered in Cave 4 at Qumran in 1952 and 1953, along with other apocalyptic and pseudepigraphal works. Some of the specific fragments found in 4Q Enoch date back to around the 2nd century BCE, during the time of the Hasmonean dynasty. This period is crucial as it reflects the religious and apocalyptic environment in Judaism just before the rise of Christianity. Compilation and publication. After the discovery of the Dead Sea Scrolls, scholars worked to compile, translate, and analyze the text. The Book of Giants was compiled from several fragments found in the caves, and it was first published in 1956 in the official publications of the Dead Sea Scrolls by scholars such as J.T. Millick and E. Ulrich. The fragments of the Book of Giants were published as part of the Dead Sea Scrolls series. The initial academic effort to analyze these texts began in the 1950s, but the work of translating and understanding the scrolls continued for decades after Dead Sea Scrolls. The Book of Giants is considered an important part of what Enoch and it reveals a Jewish tradition that was popular in certain sects of Second Temple Judaism, but was eventually excluded from the Jewish canon. The scrolls highlight a variety of apocalyptic themes, including divine judgment, the nature of angels, purely the fallen watch, and the origin of evil spirits. The Nephilim is sung. The Book of Giants was discovered in the early 1950s as part of the Dead Sea Scrolls, and was compiled and published in scholarly editions in the following years. It provides a glimpse into the complex religious and eschatological thinking of certain Jewish communities in the Second Temple period.
To earth, to teach men righteousness and justice, God grants their request.
As they do listen to prepare the way for the watchers, who then descend and begin their mission of teaching. Enoch is chosen by the watchers as their mediator between them and the people. Chapter 2. The daughters of men are attracted to the watchers, seducing them as Izol and Shemhazar instigate the fall of the 200 watchers and their followers. As a result of their actions, the watchers fall from their glorious nature and become bound to fleshly bodies. They begin to reveal divine secrets to their wives, including knowledge of the heavens and the earth. Chapter 3. The Watchers have families with human women and animals, leading to the birth of giants. These giants grow to enormous sizes and become filled with greed and corruption. They kill many creatures, including dragons, and are worshipped by the sons of Cain. When the giants' demands for food surpass what can be provided, they begin to consume the children of Cain. They develop a taste for blood and begin to eat anything, including each other. The Watchers continue to teach forbidden knowledge. The giants imitate their father's sins, taking wives and animal mates, producing the offspring that fill in the Leo. Seeing the wickedness, God sends Enoch to declare that the fallen Watchers will soon be punished for corrupting the earth. Chapter 2. Chapter 2. Chapter 2.
The Watchers fall raised with human women and animals, leading to the birth of giants. These giants grow to enormous sizes and become filled with greed and corruption. They kill many creatures, including dragons, and are worshipped by the sons of Cain. When the giants' demands for food surpass what can be provided, they begin to consume the children of Cain. They develop a taste for blood and begin to eat anything, including each other. The Watchers continue to teach forbidden knowledge. The giants imitate their father's sins, taking wives and animal mates, producing the offspring Nephil and Elio.
Seeing the wickedness, God sends Enoch to declare that the fallen Watchers will soon be punished for corrupting the earth.
Two, Enoch is sent by the righteous Watchers to rebuke the fallen Watchers and proclaim their doom. He first condemns Azazel as the chief sinner. Enoch summons Yahweh to gather all the fallen Watchers. Enoch delivers the message of doom to the fallen Watchers who weep and beg for mercy. They request Enoch to act as the messenger to God, as God had ceased speaking to them after their transgression. Enoch agrees to speak on their behalf. Enoch, after writing the petition of the fallen Watchers, receives a vision from God. In response, Enoch writes the vision down and gives it to the fallen Watchers. In the vision, he ascends to the presence of God and receives a message of judgment for the Watchers. God instructs Enoch to explain to the fallen Watchers why they were forbidden to have sex and what their punishment will be. Their offspring, the giants, will become evil spirits, and they themselves will have only 500 years of life. When the fallen Watchers hear this, they attempt to kill Enoch with stones. However, the holy Watchers protect Enoch, lifting him into the heavens to avoid the wrath of the fallen Watchers. A conflict arises among the giants when Hobanish kidnaps the wife of another giant. This leads to a war among the giants. After the war, Oya mourns the loss of his companion, who was killed by Yahweh. Oya curses Yahweh, but Yahweh defends himself by invoking the words of his father Barako. Oya attempts to kill Yahweh, but Gilgamesh and other giants intervene to prevent it. Gilgamesh has a dream that he interprets as a sign that the giants will not be punished. The giants celebrate but remain uncertain. Oya and Haya have their own dreams and seek the interpretation of the dreams. Since no one among the giants can interpret the dreams, Yahweh is sent to Enoch. Enoch interprets the dreams and gives Yahweh 2 tablets, one for the giants and one for the Watchers. Chapter 9. Yahweh returns to the giants with the 2 tablets. He tells them about his journey to Enoch and how Enoch saved his life. He reads the first tablet, and the giants realize their doom. They lament their fate. The second tablet is read, and Enoch warns the giants to repent while they still have a chance, though the Watchers will soon be bound. Chapter 10 urges his sons, Oya and Haya, to repent in hopes of finding mercy. They attempt to convince the giants to reform through proverbs. The giants consider reforming, and Enoch declares to the Watchers that in 120 years they will all be bound and imprisoned. Their sons will be destroyed. Begins building the ark at this time. Azazel is bound. The giants lament Azazel's binding, and both they and the Watchers, seeing no immediate punishment, grow arrogant. Gabriel, the archangel, is sent to incite the giants to civil war. The giants begin to kill one another, and the Watchers witness the destruction of their families. When the war ends, with few giants left, all the fallen Watchers are bound and imprisoned by the angel. The flood comes, and Noah enters the ark. It kills all life, but some giants survive. To end this, Yahweh sends the Leviathan
to destroy the surviving giants and their offspring. Oyam alone survives the Leviathan's attacks and kills it. Raphael, another archangel, is sent to punish Oya for killing the Leviathan. Oya is killed and bound in a dark prison with the fallen watchers. The flood ends, but the spirits of the giants and their offspring remain on earth as evil spirits. They are given a law by an angel on how to live, avoiding the punishment that awaits them in the dark prison. This explains the appearance of the Nephilim after the flood.